Hey, this is Doc Yates. I'm a naturopathic doctor, registered acupuncturist, and a kinesiologist, owner of the Yates Naturopathic Clinic, and the founder of the interactive health website, Able Health. And this is the Simply Health Podcast, a show for females where I work to simplify and demystify the secrets of achieving optimal health naturally, based on my own experience in working with thousands of female patients over the past 15 years of my clinical practice. Welcome to Simply Health. Hey, this is Doc Yates, and on the drive today for my Enabler Tribe, we are talking about dryness. So this is not something you probably are expecting to hear on most podcasts, but this is something that I work with every day. And though it seems like, if you haven't experienced it, it seems like such a benign thing, but if you're experiencing this, it's extremely uncomfortable, and it can really be a problem for your life, for your relationships, for everything. So we want to address the dryness that is typically associated with perimenopause and menopause. So if you go to your practitioner about this, and basically all they give you is like, oh, here's some hormone, here's the classic estrogen pills, and that's it, then let's get out of there and we'll get to a little bit more to the bottom of this. So you do want to start by testing the hormones and checking what the levels are, checking your progesterone levels, checking your estrogen levels, and then treating the general hormones first if they're out of balance. So that's point number one. Get your hormones checked, have them balanced. But sometimes you will see symptoms. The main thing for the dryness is estrogen, and it's more specifically a type of estrogen, which is E3. So there's different estrogens, 1, 2, and 3, and actually more. But the main ones are E1, E2, E3. So sometimes even before you'll see a drop, because when you're testing your estrogen levels, they're usually checking E2. And it's not uncommon because the range for testing is so big and the fluctuation is so much that it can be hard to pinpoint when someone's in the early stages of perimenopause. They still have a cycle, but yet they're experiencing all of these issues with vaginal dryness. So in those situations, you can use very small amounts of E3, which is called estriol, and you could get this as a hormone cream in small amounts, and you'd literally only use it once or twice per week initially. So now, theoretically, they will say this dose is so low that it's completely taken up within the vaginal wall and it doesn't go systemic. I doubt it. I strongly doubt that. But I would say that you don't notice any other symptoms associated with it. So you can use E3 suppository in a very low dose. So this is point number 2. Get onto the E3 suppositories and get those using, because then it's even better if you can catch it early and prevent it early, because then the tissue doesn't get as thin and as weak and as problematic and as painful. So, which is point number 3. So start early. So if the moment you start noticing this, there's more issues with dryness, start early. Find a practitioner that can work with hormone balance, who will work with these E3, estrogen 3, or estriol is what it's called, suppositories, and get that going. So let's just review those first top 3. Check your hormones, get onto some E3, and start early. Now, there's still a lot more you can do than that. So on the off days, because you'd only be using the E3 probably twice per week at most, there's natural lubricants that you can use. There's natural lubricants that have vitamin E oil in it. And these are things that you can use on the off days to kind of help soothe the dryness as things repair. So as the E3 builds up and as the wall can get healthier and more stronger and thicker, use the lubricant in the meantime. That's point number 4. We're blasting through these today. Point number 5 is probiotic suppositories. So you can get these where they have a lubricant combined with a probiotic suppository. And these are amazing when there's dryness issues, but someone who's also predisposed to either bacterial imbalance, bacterial infections, or yeast issues. Because the biggest thing you want to do is, if you're just constantly killing off the yeast, and it's like this constant battle of using like antifungals and then going back for antibacterials and antifungals, that is a slippery slope, and it can be a very bad cycle to get yourself into. So, but if you do it with the probiotic suppositories, those can displace the yeast and repopulate the healthy bacteria all at the same time without doing something that's going to actually irritate the tissue. So it's literally a win-win. So if you can find, there are companies that make that. I know that there was a company named Genestra or HMF that used to make that. But if you Google that online, you can find probiotic suppositories that are combined with a lubricant, all built into one, and they work phenomenal. All right, after you've got the dryness is improved, the lubrication and everything is improved, you got either suppositories or a plain lubricant going, you got the E3 going twice a week, everything's feeling great. Point number 6, and they talk about this at every conference, if you don't use it, you lose it. So once everything's feeling better, be sure to use it. That will even more strengthen up the tissues and improve circulation to the tissue so that it can heal, recover, and feel at its best. So again, like I said, you probably won't hear about this too much on regular podcasts, but here at the Simply Health podcast, because we're focused on perimenopausal health and menopausal health, we will leave no stone left unturned. This is Doc Yates signing off, and remember, please share this. If you are at a perimenopausal or menopausal stage, I guarantee you've got at least a dozen friends that are as well. Please share this with them, because this might not be something that they'd be comfortable talking about with you, but they're probably struggling with. So please share this podcast, and I hope this was helpful. Doc Yates, signing off. Thanks for tuning in to Simply Health. If you want to learn more about health, check out Able Health. If you want to see some of the other projects that I've been working on in health, business, music, and life, please check out the links below.